What's going on, y'all? Welcome to another episode of the show about nothing. I am your host, JunesEightyEight, and the homie Izzyphatasmo. What's going on, y'all? How's everybody doing?
Yes,
What-
sir. Yes, sir. We are live and we are back in color.
Oh yeah. So man, how you been doing, bro? What's been going? How the week been going?
Week been good. Got to celebrate a wedding for some folks. Oh, we lost somebody.
Oh yeah.
Oh, we back.
Oh, yeah. Keep talking. Keep talking.
That was odd. Uh,
Oh,
June decided to go ahead and play
keep
peekaboo.
talking, man. I'm right here. I'm doing something.
He's doing something. He doing something right now. I don't know what he doing, but he doing something. This is off the cuff. We didn't plan this. Like
Don't get out.
no one told us anything. We're just winging it right now.
What you been up to, man? What's been cracking? Man?
Man, it's like I said. I celebrated a wedding last Sunday, or this past Sunday.
So
Some
what he telling y'all is him got married, him a married man, him off the market now. Show the finger, man. Show no, oh, him and his girl said they don't want to wear rings. They're gonna get it tattooed on them. So
that is gonna be, that is a plan for me. That is a plan for me. But like, no, it was not my wedding. I did not get married. I have not.
Him like, why you are hiring a child? Let that boy come home. Izzy Jr. deserves more than an Adidas press. Deadbeat mother playing border patrol.
Really, Pusha T. Pusha T. Really?
We try to keep the show clean, so I couldn't say the whole thing.
Yeah, of course. But we also want to make sure we tell them the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. But this guy right here want to lie all the time.
But no, how's the wedding?
On my name, on my character. That's defamation, sir.
That's
defamation, sir.
That's not defamation. You could have got married. They don't know. You don't tell everybody nothing.
Shoot, like I would announce it. I would let the world know when it happens, but it hasn't happened. So that's defamation, sir.
This dude here. But anyway, continue with the story.
But yeah, like it was cool. Like got to see a two good people that I know from my church, from my Bible study group. They got married this past Sunday. It was a lot of fun. Just it was great. It was a lot of fun, very chill, very, very, very awesome moment. Yeah, like I got nothing but love for these two, and said my congratulations. I did the whole obligatory Instagram post, give them my congrats as well. But like, just
obligatory. Damn, that's a word. Hey, that's a word.
Obligatory.
Yeah,
that's a word.
That's a word. But you just throwing out words.
It's a word. Like I bet you didn't know that paler.
No, I'm not saying that's not a word. I'm saying that's a word. Like, man, you really saying a word. That's what I'm saying.
Okay, so here's my question to you. Since we're talking about saying a word, is it common? Okay, which sounds better to you? More pale or paler?
More pale or paler? What do I say? Like, what do I normally? Okay, give me the context. What we describing? What we talking about?
Like if you were if you were to describe a person like, yo, that person is either more pale than that person or paler than that person. I have a reason why I'm saying this. What would you think is the correct way to say it?
That's a good question. I think, oh, damn. More pale. I think that sounds better. Yo, she's more pale than her. Okay. I don't say paler. I don't think I ever said. I don't even use that verbiage before.
So the reason I'm asking you this is because when we were at the wedding, when we had our reception, they had a
reception. Oh, it's your reception.
Oh no, not my reception. Not my.
Yo, Kevin up for Izzy. Y'all, come on. He's telling us, and I'm his man.
Not my. Damn it! Stop.
He's at our reception, bro.
No,
wow, man.
No, not ours. Not ours. When we were at the reception, they had a bunch of board games and whatnot that we could play while we were waiting for everything to, for them to come out again. And there was like a little Scrabble type word game that was being played at the table I was sitting at. And the question was, is paler a word? So I looked it up. And according to Merriam-Webster's dictionary, paler is the proper word. It's actually an adjective.
Okay, I know. See, I don't be think I don't think realistically. I don't think people think of stuff like that. Like, is that a word? Because
No,
you say it so much, and you say it so you say so many words in passing.
yeah.
It's like Daddy Longlegs isn't the name for the insect, and Roly Poly isn't the name. It's like completely. It's a whole nother scientific name for those insects. I saw it on the episode of Daddy Issues. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna send you the clip.
Okay, please do. I want to see this because
And I don't think you're gonna be able to withstand the. I don't think you're gonna be able to withstand the joke. But it's like I laughed for 45 minutes.
Oh Lord.
But it's like, those aren't even the names of the insects. So it's like, I'm like, they were like, I wonder like how those words, like stuff like that, traveled across. Like people in Georgia call them roly polies. People in Texas call them roly polies. People all around the world say roly polies and daddy long legs before the internet. So how did these words travel?
That's true. That's a good question. And like it brought up a conversation of like, like you said, certain words and how they came about or whatever. But it was just a fun conversation that we had at the table. That's like, what's that? Like, what is this word? And is this a real word and whatnot? So it was overall a good time. We had fun. We joked around, got to, enjoy the night. I'm not gonna lie though. Your boy was getting attacked left and right by a whole bunch of bugs.
Oh, I was getting attacked left and right by a whole bunch of single women. Like, oh, hey, bro. Jordan, how you doing? Like, my name is.
No. Even my mama was like, so did you meet any single women out there? I was like, nope. She's like, really? No one? I was like,
nope. His mom was like, yo, you're a catch. You couldn't find nobody out there. You didn't know who you want. Mom, chill, mom.
Sometimes the Lord's going to be like, it's your time. And other times the Lord's going to be like, no. Yeah, sit your butt down. You want to enjoy this from the sideline.
Yeah. Now, you know what killed me by words, though, before we get into what we're talking about?
What was it?
When you see a word that you know, but it don't look like the word you know.
Oh.
Yeah, you see a word like, oh, that's how you spell it? Or that when you see it, like, that's supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. That's what that is. I've been saying it for you, but I never spelled it. It's like, that's how that. It's like when you first see the word knife as a kid. That's a K. Where the K come from? Like, are you mad? Like, you knocking over all the erasers in the classroom?
Like no one told me this.
You be like, man, what's up with this, man? I hate words. I hate words.
I hate words.
Especially when it's a word you know when you finally see it for the first time. Like,
hey, no, have you ever been a part of a spelling bee and you're so confident in spelling the word and then like you spell it out because you've used it so much, you're like, yeah, I know this word, so you spell it out, and then you get hit with the wrong. What? And then someone next to you spells it correctly, and you're like, what? That don't make no sense.
Man, look, I remember when I was a kid, I had to be like in the first, second grade, and I spelled because I saw there was a Z in that movie.
I really thought the Eagles were going to have their way with Sam Howell and the Commanders, but Washington didn't. Washington swung. They swung back.
Like I say, it's any given Sunday. You don't take these are professionals. I don't expect everybody to get. But anyway, I'd rather have wins like that opposed to dominating blowout wins. Like them bigs, like the Miami, they just hung 70 on
Denver last week. Yeah.
When they got beat up last week, next weekend. It's like then you see the Cowboys beat up on two teams and get beat by the damn Cardinals. So I'd rather have. Are you struck? But we're being battle tested. Okay. I'd rather have down to the wire wins where I know my quarterback can handle his own. And AJ Brown.
Talk to me.
That catch was phenomenal. That was like, I almost say AJ Styles. AJ Brown.
They don't want none. They don't want none. They scared of won't none. Hey.
I'm like, I'm cool with everything. I'm cool with the win. Yeah, you got it too. You got it too. That crazy ass test they doing. But anyway, I feel like I'm more comfortable with wins like this. Cause like when we do get that big win, can't nobody say, "Oh, y'all got it. Oh, y'all it's easy to beat up on this team." We was beating up on contender teams. But I mean, we not. It's like we had to earn our victory. It ain't like the Cowboys and everybody. They beating up no name easy teams, but then you get beat by the Cardinals. Then you go hang, you redeem yourself, but that was deep. I didn't watch that game. I heard the defense really held that game down. And like the game against the Patriots, I heard the defense
was ugly, bro. That was an ugly game, but not ugly in the sense of like. I'm not saying it was ugly in the sense of like, oh, the Cowboys struggled against the Patriots or whatever. No, I'm saying it was ugly as in like, bro, that they walked all over the Patriots.
But see, here's my thing, like, and I don't watch Cowboy games no more. I don't watch them play, but people like the defense won that game. They like the defense really was like holding it down in that game. Like the offense really wasn't doing much. And from what I heard, I'm like, and there's no shade to the Cowboys. I'm like, all right, cool. But y'all ain't been battle tested. Y'all ain't had a game where it came down to the wire.
They're going to be battle tested this week. They got the 49ers coming into town.
I mean, where they playing at? They playing in San Fran.
They're playing in Dallas.
No, they're playing in San Fran.
Are they?
I think so. If I'm not mistaken, let me double check. But I'm like,
I believe they're playing this week in Dallas. I think San Francisco is traveling to Dallas this week.
You may be right. You may be right. Let me double check. Let me see. It's a Sunday.
Yeah. Nope. They're playing in San Francisco. You right. It's a 8:20 Sunday.
So I'm like, y'all ain't had that game where like it was down to the wire. You don't know if you're gonna win or not. And the way Christian McCaffrey been like, now look. I ain't got nothing against Brock Purdy. That's my cousin's old quarterback from Iowa State. Now,
can I say real quick can I say this?
Go ahead, my man.
Christian McCaffrey for MVP.
They've been saying that. I think if they do what they doing, if they do that against the Cowboys, and they offer in Baby Bear, Nick Bosa,
put like this.
Bosa. Something about them Bosa boys is something crazy. Them are defensive animals.
But I'm gonna say this: Christian McCaffrey needed one touchdown to own the 49ers franchise record for touchdowns. He only needed one. He got 4. He needs about, I think, 3 or 4 more to own the own the record league wise or something like that. It was like he needed a touchdown. He needed one touchdown to have 12 straight games with a touchdown or to break that, right? There's a record. I think it's like 17 straight games with a touchdown. He needs maybe 4 more games or so, if I'm not mistaken. But what the 49ers are doing right now is like they're doing the same thing too, like the Eagles. Like they're having games where like it's ugly wins, but they're dominant ugly wins. Like you could tell like they get a little slow start-ish here and there, but once the offense picks up and once like the defense really like is able to pin their ears back and get to the quarterback, kind of like with what the Eagles are able to do as well. It's like you can tell like when the momentum shifts, they're able to really like kick it into gear. And that's when you see that Philadelphia Eagles that we're so prone to seeing that we know we're supposed to see, or like the 49ers, where like they're comfortable in getting, ahead of the sticks and getting ahead of their opponents.
Mm-hmm. And my thing is, when it comes to like going back to the ugly when the Eagles had, like, I feel like you can be, people may, y'all struggled against that team. That was it. But it's not, you may put up the amount of points, but those points don't matter if you don't win a big game.
Mm-hmm.
It's like if you don't, it's like saying, let's for example, Cowboys, let's say you do all that. Say the Eagles or the Niners, they get home field advantage. They seal up the NFC, right?
Right.
And then you got to go through Philly, or it got to go wherever the case may be. Now, all that big stuff you did don't matter if you lose that game.
Right.
All them points you talking about you put up don't matter.
Right.
Can you put them points up when they matter? Like, can you, like I say, I ain't got it against the Niners. Niners, hey, y'all doing y'all thing.
Of course.
And I'm very impressed by Brock Purdy. I'm very impressed. I was like, all right, you know what I mean?
Brock's he's playing a very, very, I'm not gonna say he's being a game manager, but he's playing the game that he's supposed to play.
Yeah, absolutely.
He's not forcing anything. He's not trying to make things happen. He's in the system. He's comfortable with it. He's got a ton of weapons, so he really doesn't have to do much with the ball. Just find the open guy, whether it's Brandon Ayuk or Debo or Kittle or McCaffrey or Juszczyk. Like, you have so many different outlets to throw the ball to and get the ball to these players. It's like, just how did I hear it? I think it was like someone said it best. You like, all Brock Purdy has to do is be like John Stockton. Just dish the ball off to his playmakers and let them work.
Yeah.
That's all he's doing right now.
And I feel like with Brock, I feel like with the Niners, I didn't expect the Eagles to go be 4-0 right now. I didn't expect the Niners to be 4-0 right now.
I mean, that's even. I mean, these are two cream of the crop teams. Like, they were the ones that battled to make it to the Super Bowl. So you had to know that they were going to be like continuing that momentum, especially Philly. Like, you look at the Eagles, 3 points away from coming away with another Super Bowl win, and like they're playing. They're playing with a chip on their shoulder. Like, yo, we feel like we didn't give it our all. We kind of got.
Before you say that, and then people looking at it like, yo, y'all struggling. But if this is how we, like Keyshawn Johnson said, we ain't even got the wrinkles out. If this is how we play with a wrinkled t-shirt on, imagine how we'll play with a pressed t-shirt on.
Ooh.
Have you ever had like a pressed t-shirt from the cleaners? Like, your shirt is pressed, your pants are pressed, everything is just crisp. All you gotta do is take out the bag and put it on and go on your date or whatever you gotta go to. You look at crisp. Yeah. Imagine that. That is like saying, if I'll beat the hell out of my brother, imagine what I do to somebody I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
That's how I look at it. This is how they play. You ain't scared. Like, you're not terrified of that. Like, I'm more terrified of a team that play. Oh, I'm not like with the Dolphins. I wasn't impressed by that. You did that to the goddamn
Broncos.
Do that to Kansas City.
Oh wait, no, y'all couldn't do that to Buffalo. Buffalo hung them points on you.
Ha! Like, do that to Buffalo. Do that to Kansas City. Do that. I mean, I would say the Bengals, but the Bengals are struggling right now. You know, like, that's the stuff I want to see. Like, do that to a team that you know that. If I were to see the Dolphins do that to the Kansas, they hung 70 on the. First of all, what went wrong in that game for that to happen? That's the first question. What went wrong?
Bro,
you need to know.
Bro, speaking about Kansas City, can we talk about, and I was going to say this last, but you kind of just threw it out there. So you kind of just you kind of segued into this one. So we're just going to go ahead into it. Kansas City, New York, the Chiefs versus the Jets, Sunday Night Football. That game was like that game was a surprising one. That game was more competitive than I thought. I got it. You know what? Look, Zach Wilson outplayed Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah.
Let that sink in for a second. Let this sink in for a second. Let this sink in for a second.
Talk to me.
Zach Wilson, a quarterback that a lot of people have been crapping on for the past few seasons. And look, we've had our fair share of criticisms on the kid, and you know they've been well deserved. He hasn't performed well.
Absolutely, he hasn't.
But this kid plays the defending Super Bowl champions in New York. And this is it, just listen to the stat lines. Listen to the stat lines. And I want you to listen for the stat lines, and I want you to tell me who you think is who. All right. The first one is 18 of 30, 203 yards, 1 touchdown, and 2 interceptions. The second one, 28 of 39, 245 yards, 2 touchdowns. Who's who?
The cliche thing would say the first one is Pat.
Patrick Mahomes, 18 of 30, 203 yards, 1 touchdown, 2 interceptions. Zach Wilson, 28 of 39, 245 yards with 2 touchdowns. Zach Wilson is the first quarterback to outplay Patrick Mahomes.
I'm like this with this kid. I don't know.
You know what I think it is?
What it is?
Remember last week we talked about how there was a bit of dysfunction and how like a lot of reports were coming out saying that the defense was upset at Robert Saleh for like being a Zach Wilson apologist.
Yeah.
I think with Zach Wilson, he's gotten to a point where he's gotten humbled to the point where now he understands that being a quarterback in the NFL takes more than just one big throw in a pro day or whatever. Like the kid can play. And the difference from what I saw last time between the Jets and the Patriots versus this game versus the Chiefs was that it looked like Nathaniel Hackett. Remember, Nathaniel Hackett was the offensive coordinator who was brought in to New York when Aaron Rodgers was about to come over to the Jets, right? And Nathaniel Hackett worked with Aaron Rodgers when he was in Green Bay. Familiarity. Randall Cobb, Allen Lazard, you know, they're bringing in all these weapons that are familiar with Aaron Rodgers, that he knows really well. He has that chemistry and that timing and everything built up, right?
Right.
What I'm seeing with Nathaniel Hackett, what I saw with this Jets team, what I saw with this offense is that they finally started calling plays and they simplified it just enough so that Zach wasn't overloaded with trying to get the reads out. He wasn't trying to read the field too much and he wasn't overthinking. He was just playing. They made it simple. Like look for the first read, and if that's not there, check it down. And that's what was going on. And 9 times out of 10, Zach was making smart throws. And there were throws that he made that was like go back a couple of weeks. He makes that same throw, it's getting picked off. Like, let's go back to the first game when the Jets played the Buffalo Bills, right?
Right.
The back shoulder throw to Garrett Wilson in the end zone where Garrett Wilson had to tap it to himself and then catch it while falling down.
Yeah, I still not. Look here, let's talk about it.
Wait. Okay, let's talk about that catch. And there's a reason why I'm going there. Follow me here. Okay, so you know that throw, right? The back shoulder throw where he kind of throws it a little too far ahead, so Wilson has to tap it to himself, catches it for the touchdown.
Right.
Okay. Zach makes that same throw to CJ Uzomah. Back shoulder, corner end zone for the touchdown. And then he throws a dart. I mean, he throws a dart to Lazard to where the window is closing within like 2 seconds. but he fits it in just tight. He fits it in just amount of time to where the defender tried to get his hand on it and missed it by like that much. Like I saw Zach Wilson make throws that to me showed that he can play in this league. And I think with this game right here that I saw, he can build off of this. Like this could really lead into the redemption arc that a lot of people want to see for this kid.
I feel like with Zach, going back to that kid, I'm going to Garrett Wilson and Chris Olave had two of the best catches that week. I don't know what they on, what they've been through, or what they going through. They made some catches. I'm like, dude, how the hell did you catch that? Because the tap catch was just like, then Olave catch that joint like, just a wow. I'm like, what property of Ohio State am I at?
But wide receiver university, thank you very much.
I'm just saying, them boys like, but then going to Zach Wilson, I feel like I just need him to have that. I'm tired of y'all talking about me mentality. I can do this. That's what I want him to have it. I'm tired of y'all talking about me, bro. Show them I can ball. Show them they can ball. I'm gonna show y'all that I can ball.
Micah Parsons said it best on his little Bleacher Report podcast thing that he does every week. You know, there was a reporter, Rodney Harrison, after the game. I don't know if you've seen the clip floating around. Okay. So after the Chiefs won on Sunday night, Rodney Harrison was interviewing Chris Jones of the Kansas City Chiefs, right?
Yeah, I saw that.
And
he tried to
say something negative about Zach Wilson, right?
Yeah.
Well, there was a lot of pushback on that one. Like Rodney Harrison, I still say he's a bum for that one. Like, bro, what are you doing? You played in the league. You're a 2-time Pro Bowl. You're a 4-time Pro Bowler, 2-time Super Bowl champion. Like, come on, bro. You know better than this. You a veteran. You know better than this. And I get it, Rodney. You play with the Patriots. Y'all were rivals. That's your divisional rival. I get it. But, bro, like, you are not playing anymore. You are an announcer. You are an analyst. You got to be.
I know a lot of guys who do that stupid stuff, but we're not going to talk about this.
Oh, yeah. No. But I'm just saying, though, like, they got to be unbiased, right? So, Micah Parsons on his Bleacher Report, podcasting that he does every week, he was talking about that. And he said something very, 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 he said something very, that I respected. He said, you know what, Zach? I want you to be the person that nobody thinks that you can be. And I'm rooting for Zach. Like, I want to see Zach Wilson turn it on to a point where, like you said, where he just like, he starts playing to a point where he's like, yo, I'm tired of y'all talking on my name. Like, I can do this.
I want to hear Zach Wilson drop 40 on somebody. Like, I want it to be one of them things like where they question, like, do we really need Aaron back?
But the thing is, though, like the reason they got Aaron back is because the whole situation with Zach. He wasn't. I get why they went after Aaron Rodgers, and you know what? I still believe that this is a good move for the Jets to bring in Aaron Rodgers. They brought him in to help be a veteran presence for Zach, to show him what it really means to be a quarterback in this league. And that's what Aaron Rodgers has been doing. He's taken Zach underneath his wing, and he's basically been mentoring him, even on the sidelines, on the crutches. That's what he's doing. He's mentoring the kid. He's talking to him. He's showing him the ropes. Like, he's guiding him through all this. What I saw last Sunday when Kansas City had the ball, that final drive to close it out, Zach Wilson was beating himself up over that lost snap, that fumble that he lost, right?
Yep.
I saw Lazard. I saw Cobb. I saw Dalvin Cook. I saw every single player go up to him and basically like console the kid, like really to like let him know, like, bro, like, nah, that's not on you. Like, what I saw spoke volumes of what is possible with this team. This team can win. The Jets can win. They can find a way into the playoffs. If Zach Wilson is able to turn it on and really, really run with this, like take what happened, use it as motivation, and go on that tour, that tear that you want to see happen, bro. Like, I think the Jets are, and this is funny. Like, First Take, they had a segment talking about who's more hopeless, the Giants or the Jets. I looked at it and I was like, the Jets got more hope than the Giants right now.
Let me talk to you about the Giants real quick. We forget that Daniel Jones, the boy got some speed on, he got some wheels on him when he wants to cut them off.
Yeah,
but it's still the Giants. Like I was really that guy. Like, yo, I want to see the Giants, not see the Giants do well because we in the same division. I'm like, I feel like the NFC East is back. The NFC East is back, but I always say a team is only a quarterback away. Because I look at my team, the Eagles, like, I see how we went from when we had Carson Wentz. We was a happy-go-lucky team. He went down, Nick Foles. Then we went back to Wentz. The more everything went, then Jalen stepped in. Everybody, whole aura changed. Like, everything switched. Then we got AJ. Then it was Smitty. We just got a whole.
Y'all got DeAndre Swift on your squad.
That boy is I don't know what happened. He came home. He just been running.
That boy grew up in Philly, went to high school in Philly, then went to Detroit, went back to Philly, and he's just like,
it's amazing. It's like, I feel like once you get somebody who wants to win, I think how they say, as the quarterback, if your quarterback believes, you believe. Like, all right, quarterback is the head of the team. All right, if your quarterback is down in the dumps, everybody's gonna be down. You're not believing, like, yo. I mean,
you already know where I'm gonna go with this one.
We gonna see what they do.
But I could talk about that. I could talk exactly about that.
We're gonna address that. We're gonna address it. But I just feel like when you get a quarterback that wants to win, and you put pieces around this quarterback, like, yo, let me get you some pieces. And I'm hearing Justin Fields may be going to the Falcons. I feel that he may be out of
free Justin Fields.
And Claypool may be gone. Like,
free Claypool.
I'm like, I feel like now, if Justin Fields went to the dang Falcons,
if he goes to the Falcons are a different team.
And him, like I said, I'm like, who knows? But just a change of scenery, just to change, like, all right, cool. This, like, all it takes is like one thing to switch a whole team. And I told y'all last season, like, I think Justin Fields, all he needs is like an AJ Brown kind of moment, somebody who come in and switch it, and then you got a pretty solid team, because Justin Fields ain't bad. I seen him in college.
But we in college.
Yeah, CJ Stroud, CJ Stroud is not who he was in college. I don't know what happened. But
CJ Stroud has turned it on to a different level. Like, that kid just clicked.
He should have did that versus the team up north, but that's neither here nor there. But
stop it.
I'm still holding that against him.
Stop it. Leave him alone.
Still love him. That's just like
love him, but stop it.
But still.
I know you're frustrated still about that one.
It's just 2 years in a row. But like I say, like, I think now CJ Stroud, he gonna be good. But Justin Fields, let's switch him out and get him. I guarantee if you get him out of Chicago, put him somewhere else and see if he can thrive. I don't believe he's a bust. I really think he's good. I know he's good. I've seen what he can do.
The kid can run. The kid can throw. Like, Justin Fields, he's a solid quarterback. He just isn't being developed. I don't know what the situation is in Chicago. I don't know.
I think they threw him on the grill too fast. I don't think he had a chance to, like, sit behind a quarterback that's worth a damn and learn. It's like saying
and that goes back to my thing with Zach Wilson and Aaron Rodgers. That's why Rodgers came in. Because who did Zach Wilson have as a veteran presence when he first came in?
Flacco?
Yes. Like, let me ask you this. Flacco or Rodgers? Who would you rather learn than?
I've seen Aaron Rodgers do some dangerous things, and I've seen him do some
exactly. Thank you. That answers my question. Again, who did Justin Fields have as a veteran presence in Chicago?
Trubisky.
That's the veteran presence he's had.
I got nothing. You make a very valid point. I got nothing. You got a point. You got a point.
Thank you. So you see, look. Justin Fields is not a bust. I really believe that, like you said, if he has a change of scenery, I believe tides can turn and he could switch into something different. I would love to see him in Minnesota. I would love to see him in Atlanta. I think those would be the two teams that would really benefit him well.
I mean, so you give up Kirk Cousins for Justin Fields? I mean, Justin Jefferson and Justin Fields be.
Put it like this. I would have Justin Fields go to Minnesota, back up Kirk Cousins for 1 year, have him learn, and then take over. Do what the 49ers were supposed to do the right way with Trey Lance and Garoppolo.
Look, I don't even know what they doing with Trey Lance in Dallas.
He's learning the system because let's go ahead and call it as it is. I don't see Dak Prescott being there for way too much longer. After this season, I think there's an out. I think he leaves.
I believe you. I feel like this. I think, like I said, I'm gonna turn this around and be neutral.
Please be neutral.
It's not. I say this all the time, and Cowboy fans don't get it. You got two sides. You got two sides of the Dallas Cowboys fan base. Okay. You got the realists, the people that know the truth. Like, this team. Then you got the diehard people that they can't do nothing wrong. Cowboy, the Skip Bayless of the world. But then you got the Keyshawn Johnson of the world. Like, bro, I know I played for him, but I'm not as passionate about this team as you is because like you can see what it is. You can decipher what it is. And then you got the fans. Like, the fans, like, they piss me off. Like, bro, come on. Like, come on. Y'all know. When Dak is playing good, they love him. When he's playing bad, they hate him. They want him gone. They scream for Cooper Rush. They scream for everybody, and they scream for everybody but Dak. But I'm like, we really gonna see what the issue is if Dak leaves and say he do this for the sake of argument. Say Justin Fields goes to Atlanta, and Cousins goes somewhere else, and somehow, some way, Dak makes it Minnesota, and he starts thriving. Who was the problem? I mean, like.
Wait a minute. That's. I don't know if they're ready for that conversation.
I mean, like, if Dak leaves, let's be real, dude. I have more faith in Cooper Rush than Trey Lance.
I mean, okay. As of right now, yes, I can see that. And the only reason I'm saying I can see that is because Cooper Rush has played in games. Lance hasn't really played because, he hurt him. He had that busted ankle. And again, I don't think the 49ers developed him correctly. Once Brock Purdy came into the scene and went on that 7-game win streak, and even in the postseason, it's like they pretty much looked at Lance and they were like, oh, yeah, we don't really need you no more.
Like I say, it's just like, and there's no, like I said, I just look at how I see how they treat Dak. I'm not a Dak Prescott. Dak Prescott, the man is cool, but when he got that suit on, I don't really bang with him. But as a person,
he has that star in his helmet. I don't like him, but off the field, he's cool.
Cool. I'm like, if I seen him at Starbucks, I take a picture with him.
Hey, Dak, what's poppin' with you?
I'm gonna have this John on when I take a picture with him. But hey,
You would be that guy.
I would be like, yo, Dad, can I get I know the hat though, but yo, man, hey, I respect you, my boy. I turn the hat backwards. Thank you, man. Can I get a pic? He gonna probably try to say some slick, but hey, you already know, Shawty.
You already know what it is.
Hey, man, and I will post that picture on my social media proudly.
And I will forever say, like, see, I knew it. He's a Cowboy fan. This man is Dak Prescott's number one.
That's exactly what people would say. That's exactly what everybody. Man, I know it. I can see it. I can see it. Hey, man, look.
He lied to us. He's not an Eagles fan.
That's a goddamn lie. If I'm a Cowboy fan, something seriously wrong. Check me into a mental institution. Like I told my mom, there's only one Cowboy jersey I would wear. It Emmitt Smith. That's the only. Him and Deion saying them the only two I would wear.
No, if you're gonna go with Deion, you got to get the Falcons joint.
I seen one the other day. Didn't have my size.
Oh,
but then again, I might wear a Michael Irvin jersey just for the hood.
Irvin?
Yes,
I can see it.
Just because it's 88. Just because but.
Junes 8.
That's the only one. The only one I would wear. Okay. But I respect the legend. I like the legendary Cowboy. Like these new, not so much. But like I say, I don't. It's like I say, man. Hang that. Do what you did to them other teams, to the Niners. Then we could talk. If you can hang 50 on the Niners, something is gone. I know something. I don't even think that's gonna happen.
To hang 50
in the way their way Cowboys secondary got torched versus Arizona, they got cooked.
They got Ayuk, they got Deebo Samuel, they got Kittle and McCaffrey coming out the back end. That secondary finna get torched. I'm sorry. It's gonna be a tough one it's gonna be a tough game. Like it's gonna be a good one, but I think the 49ers are gonna handle business.
Yep.
Here we talk. I need to talk about it.
Talk about it.
You see what's behind me.
I see it.
You're probably wondering to yourself, West Side, what's with the flag? Why haven't we ever seen this before?
Yep. Did you jump ship for a buck in here?
I see what you did there.
I'll be here all week.
No, okay. So let me go ahead and start by saying this. Cincinnati, I need to see improvement. Honestly, I don't know what the situation is with Joe Burrow. I'm hearing he's healthy, but yet his play on the field has been inconsistent. They are sitting at 1-3 right now, and they are at the bottom of the AFC North. Now, it's only the first quarter of the season. But I will say this. I don't think that the Bengals will stay down too long. I think they'll be able to turn it up, and they'll be able to get back in stride and really make a run. Statistically speaking, when it comes to the Bengals, they usually start off slow, but then around November, December, that's when they really heat up, and that's when they're really clicking on all cylinders. So I'm not worried about the Bengals as of right now. I'm kind of keeping silent. I want to see more before I speak on them and really see what they're able to pull. So as of right now, the Bengals, that's my squad. I got the tiger stripes, I got the helmet and everything. You've seen it, I got it. So like for me, I look at the Bengals and I'm like, look, I love y'all, but get your act together.
Yeah, I didn't expect the Bengals, and I know bro nicked his aggravated his hamstring or whatnot because
it's his calf. It's his calf.
His calf. I'm sorry.
When he strained his calf in training camp,
you said you was concerned about that. I
was, and like I was like Jamar. I pretty much echoed what Jamar Chase said. He's like, look, with Joe, I would rather him be 100% healthy than him try to rush back and play. And unfortunately, I think Joe kind of rushed into it the first few games because you haven't really seen him like play to his full strength. And the game versus the Titans, that was, bro, that was that was like, if anything can go wrong, it will go wrong, and it did. It was bad. I've never seen the Bengals get torched the way that they got torched. Now, Cleveland, week 1, okay, I can give that one to you. I'll give that. The weather, rain, it was raining. Joe was just coming off that calf strain. He wasn't really 100%, really didn't have all the chemistry. I get it. You're 4 weeks into the season, and you got blown out 27-3?
And my thing is, what's up with all these crazy scores lately? Like, it's been like, you see teams getting like annihilated. Like,
okay, here. Jaguars beat the Falcons 23-7. Ravens beat the Browns 28-3. Texans beat the Steelers 30-6. Titans beat the Bengals 27-3.
The Texans of all teams. It's like I could be wrong.
D'Amico Ryan and CJ Stroud. Ladies and gentlemen.
Let me tell you something. Yeah. Let me tell you something. Let me talk to you.
Yeah.
I really think what Joey B did for Cincy, CJ Stroud made do for
Houston.
I could be call me crazy. I've been called worse. But if this kid gets it together and they get him more weapons, maybe a Marvin Harrison, if they depends on where he goes, depends on where they draft fall, it depends if they want a wide receiver. If they get him some weapons, build up their defense and get a solid offense, if it ain't next year or the year after, we may be seeing we may see the Texans in the AFC Championship game.
Bro, I'm going to tell you this much. D'Amico Ryan signed a 6-year deal with the Texans when he got picked up as a new head coach. A 6-year deal. Which means the Texans basically gave him ample time to build this team from the ground up. They are 2-2 right now in the AFC South. Right? AFC South, they're 2-2 right now? Let me see. They are 2-2 in the AFC South right now, and they are tied. Pretty much the AFC South is all tied up at 2-2 each. Every single team. Every single team is sitting at 500 right now. But yes, I can see what you're saying. I can see exactly what you're saying. But I want to talk. I want to talk about the team who's on my flag right now.
Talk about your Bengals. Talk about your Bengals. I mean, not your Bengals. Talk about your Buccaneers. Talk about
Tampa Bay for a second. Let's talk about a team that was projected to go 2-15. That was projected to be the number 1 pick in the draft, to go after Caleb Williams, who, by the way, earlier this week put it out there that with the NIL money and whatnot, he doesn't even want to come into the draft. As a matter of fact, he don't even want to go to Tampa Bay. He's looking at 5 teams: the 49ers, the Raiders, the Cowboys, and I think the Chargers. And there's one more team, but there's 5 teams he's looking.
He's saying that like he can pick where he wants to go. Like he said, it's like when you play 2K and you say, do you want to pick your team or you want to get drafted? It don't work like that, Caleb. It don't work like that, bro. And you can stay in college for another year and still end up not where you want to be. Yeah, I'm not gonna go this year. I'm gonna go. Was he a junior or senior?
I think it's a junior.
So you're gonna stay for your senior year. Then what if, for sake of argument, and just say Detroit got the first pick in the draft next year?
I don't see that happening. Let's be realistic. Carolina or Chicago or Arizona.
So you still gonna end up in no man's land. And if Dallas, they didn't trade for Trey Lance just to put him on a bite on him, they probably want to use this kid.
Mm-hmm.
So now you just gonna be sitting like, damn, I just should have went when you acting like you got options. You acting like Caleb, come on now, bro. Like, chill out.
Hey, look, you know what? The NFL will humble people. And it's gonna humble this kid if he don't.
And that's another thing. if I can go on a tangent real quick, that's what I mean. I told my people this, and a lot of people ain't gonna get it. College football was way more fun before NILs. Let me tell you why. Because these kids knew if I had to ball in college to make it to the big leagues. Now I'm getting paid regardless if I suck or not. Even if I'm not a starter, I believe all these kids get paid. I mean, I'm not sure how it works, but these guys that are starters who are balling in college, who are quote unquote first round picks, whether you're a quarterback, DB, all that. I'm making money in college, so I don't gotta go to the NFL right now. I can stay another year. But when you go to a team, and especially if you're a quarterback, because I think every team is pretty much set for their quarterbacks right now. They got everybody they need. Teams are set in their ways who they have.
Pretty much. I mean, but this is a quarterback heavy draft that's coming out. So like there's gonna be teams looking.
So it's like I feel like if you're a running back, a wide receiver, a tight, you're safe. I mean, not even running back because they don't want to pay y'all. But you're a wide receiver.
That's another conversation for another day.
If you're a wide receiver, you pretty much straight in these streets. So, all right, cool. I'm going to be on somebody's team, but my boy Jackson Smith, he ain't doing too good. I ain't even seen him on the field yesterday.
I think he tweaked something.
Like, he don't be playing at all. Like, I don't see him like.
I mean, but you got Lockett, you got DK.
It's like.
So it's like.
I why he 21 years old. He should have stayed in college for one more year. She was like, man, you could have stayed for another year. But
not speaking of that.
I'll say all this because I'm not a UFC fan, but I'm just saying, like, for him to be like that arrogant, like, bro, like, that you may not go in the first. I mean, you're a guaranteed first rounder, but you may go to a team where you got to sit behind who's a good quarterback? Like, who's a quarterback who's not going nowhere no time soon?
Ooh.
Okay, say for sake of argument.
Giants.
Oh Lord,
you got to sit behind Daniel Jones.
Man, look. Hell, the Patriots. Man, this dude Belichick sat that man Mac Jones. Like, man, sit your ass there. He benched him mid-game. And speaking of bench, they did that to DeAndre Swift. They pulled a college. All right, you done racked up. You got 1,000 yards, man. Man, you got 100. You got 350 yards. Sit down.
Wait, are we talking about
that game against who was he playing? It was the Tampa. They sat him.
Bro, it was 16 carries, 130 yards, and they pulled him. They were like, every day.
Every Eagles fan was confused. Like, is he hurt? Nah, they pulled him. He on the sideline like, Coach, I still got. All right, man, I'm gonna sit down. He had the hat on and in the lit jacket. Like, all right, man, it's cool. It's 130 degrees outside. I got the little windows, got the little warming jacket on, staying warm. All right, man, I want to go back out there, but they say I can't, man. They don't want me to get hurt or whatever. They say I'm injury prone. I guess I won't go back.
That's funny.
But
But speaking about the Buccaneers and that ill-fated Eagles game, which, by the way, look, let's go ahead and call it like it is. Look, the Eagles versus Buccaneers. Like, we should have, like, everybody knew that game was going to go the Eagles' way. We just didn't know how it was going to go. Everybody thought there was going to be a blowout, but, they ended up winning by 2 scores. And there was a lot of questions about, like, what the Buccaneers were going to be doing. What was their offensive makeup going to look like? Why weren't certain players getting, brought into the fold and here and there? And the one thing about the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, because I've been watching this team ever since, they brought in Baker to be, the quarterback of the team, right? They got a brand new offensive coordinator, a brand new offensive system, a scheme and everything. So it's going to take time for this offense to really collect themselves and get together and really start going. And a lot of people, like I said, projected this Buccaneers team to go 2-15, first overall pick. They were going to go after Caleb Williams and yada, yada. The offensive line wasn't good enough. I mean, yeah, you got Devin White and Antoine Winfield, and you got Ryan Neal. You got Tristan Wirfs and Luke Gedeke. You just picked up Cody Mauch on the offensive line. You still got Mike Evans and Chris Godwin, and you got guys like Trey Palmer and Devin Tompkins, and you got K. Dotton, and like you have Rashad White, and you have all these different players and whatnot. You got people that was on the Super Bowl winning team in 2020, but like, yeah, this team's still not going to do anything. Tom Brady left. Like, this team is, I don't see this team going anywhere. This team went to New Orleans, 2-2. Both teams. No. Both teams were 2-1. Winner moves up in the NFC South as the leader of the division.
Yep.
Baker Mayfield and company go into New Orleans and win 26-9. Baker throws for 3 touchdowns in this game. He goes 25 of 32, 246, 3 touchdowns, 1 interception versus Derek Carr, who went 23 of 37 for only 127 yards. The Tampa Bay defense did not allow a touchdown this entire game. And just to really bring home a little bit of an insight of like Baker Mayfield. And this is something that I said to myself as I was watching Baker play in Tampa, and as I've been watching his journey over there. Baker Mayfield, and there's been this conversation of like, whenever a team gets him, what Baker Mayfield are they going to get? Are they going to get the 2020 Baker Mayfield, the guy that took the Browns to an 11-5 record and took them to the playoffs and they won a playoff game in Pittsburgh? Are they going to get that guy? I look at Baker Mayfield playing in Tampa right now, and I was watching a interview with Bob Stoops and him earlier this morning. And he said the exact thing that I've been thinking about.
What's that, man?
I believe we are watching the Oklahoma Sooners version of Baker Mayfield.
We got to talk about that too. But here's the thing with Baker. Let me talk about Baker real quick. I know I bust up Baker for a lot. I said it last week when we played
Tampa.
I told you, I don't know when Baker gonna show up. I said Baker can be here. He can be destroying the game, but then falls off because it's like I said, he's human. He has his days.
Yeah,
I wasn't too like
concerned
about him, but like if it's like it's kind of like saying like if Brady lose 2 games, you need to be terrified if you playing him that next. If he lost 2 games in a row, 3rd game you better be like he going this. This pretty much you're gonna lose this game. Like you're pretty much like it's kind of like how I feel about Aaron Rodgers. Like you don't mess with Aaron Rodgers. Like I'll never bet against a healthy Aaron. You literally gotta have 10 seconds on the clock, and you on the 50, not even 50. How far you want to push it back?
35 your side.
You gotta be on the 35. And he got no timeouts. And there's 10 seconds on the clock. That's the only way you beat Aaron Rodgers. If you got 1 timeout and there's 30 seconds on it, he's getting down that field, getting that field goal, and it's over.
Yeah.
I've seen him do it hundreds of times.
It's true.
So it's like with Baker, I feel like I want to see him do something because I'm like, I was a fan of Baker when he went to I'm like, all right, maybe he could turn the Browns around. Maybe the Browns could finally do something. Like the Browns are the Browns. Like, all right.
The Browns are the Browns. The Browns are the Browns.
And then this man from LSU who played for Ohio State named Joe Burrow came and got injured, came back the second year, took his team all the way to the Super Bowl. I'm like, okay. Maybe Cincy is not 11, ain't the butt crack of the NFL no more.
No.
At one point, it was the
Browns, the Bengals, the Lions, the Jaguars.
Like, and now these teams look like contenders.
Mm-hmm.
And like Still not sold on the Lions. I'm sorry, I'm not buying it.
I get it. No, I don't trust me. I get it. Look, I'm like you said it. You want to see more. I understand it. And this the reason why so the reason why I'm bringing this up with Tampa and Baker Mayfield and whatnot, I have been calling this the Baker Mayfield redemption arc after everything that's happened to him. You know how Cleveland pretty much pushed him off to the side. He goes to Carolina. It doesn't work out over there. He goes to LA for those 5 games and he, does decent enough to where Tampa Bay's like, look, we'll bring you in, but you have to understand this is going to be a competition between you and Kyle Trask. And he's like, all right, bet, let's do it. As of right now, in the first 4 games of his career or in this season, the first 4 games, Baker Mayfield has 882 passing yards, 7 touchdowns to 2 interceptions, and a 68.9%, a 68.9 QBR, which is 7th in the league as of right now. He's Baker Mayfield. Pretty much the yardage, the passing touchdowns, the touchdown interception ratio, the QBR, all of that versus every other quarterback in the NFC South, he's leading the pack.
Look, I knew Baker Mayfield was different when he got traded to the Rams and he learned the whole playbook within like 24 hours. Like, you are a psychopath to a whole playbook. Nah, but before we get up out of here, you said OU. There's a big game coming up this weekend. His OU, because he's claiming OU now. I don't know why he would do that. But his Longhorns up,
It's a friendly little thing. It's a friendly little thing. Come on now.
I feel like Quinn, that boy is.
Hey, look, what did I tell you? What did I tell you?
Texas is back, man. Longhorns are back. Like, bro, the Longhorns are number 3 in the ranking. Like, I ain't never seen nothing like this before in my life.
Wait. Let's go ahead and call it real quick. Let's go ahead and get the rankings real fast.
They number 3, baby. They are number 3.
Matter of fact, let's do
Ohio State number 4 is Georgia, the team up north, Texas, and then the Ohio's. I'm like, bro.
Georgia, team up north, Texas, the Ohio State, Florida State, Penn State, Washington, Oregon, USC, Notre Dame. Finished that round. Notre Dame rounds out the top 10. You got Alabama. You got the Sooners, Washington State. You got North Carolina, Oregon State, Ole Miss, Miami, Utah, Duke, and Kentucky. And then you got Mizzou, Tennessee, LSU, Fresno, and Louisville as your top 25. There's a couple of teams on here that I'm looking at. I'm like, whoa, did not expect to see them there. But, bro, let's look at that top 4 right there. UGA, team up north, Texas, Ohio State.
See, I got to be that guy. The schedule for those 2 teams, UGA and the team up north, their schedule is like bona fide, like,
let me see.
Easy, like the whole, like, their schedule is super.
So Georgia's schedule, they got UT Martin.
They got that 2 years ago, Bama. That schedule Bama used to get every year that was so dang easy. Like,
yeah.
I see why y'all in the top every freaking year, because they're playing nobodies.
Let's see. So UT Martin, Ball State, South Carolina, UAB, and they survive in Auburn 27-20. Okay. So I can see that. And let's see what the team up north is cooking with. They got East Carolina. They got UNLV, Bowling Green. Okay, that's not fair. Every single team they played has only scored either a field goal or a touchdown. At least Georgia had some competition.
Like,
Georgia's had competition. Like, let's see. Georgia had South Carolina, UAB, and Auburn put up double-digit points. The team up north has every single game. They've only been able to put up like 7 or 3.
Look, if I'm looking at this schedule correctly, The team up north, I see them losing to Michigan State or Purdue.
Yeah, I can see. See them losing to Michigan State, Purdue, or Penn State.
Yeah, because I feel like, bro, like y'all not that good. I mean, y'all come on now. I feel, if Ohio State had the same schedule, they would. ESPN would have a field day. Oh, Ohio State hasn't beat anybody. I beat them.
You know what? I'm gonna say this.
Then we're gonna
I'm looking at Georgia's schedule right now. Kentucky could give them a run for their money. I think Kentucky's up to the point where like now they're able to like really compete. Tennessee could give them a run for the money. And of course the Florida-Georgia game. So there's a couple of games that I would keep an eye out for with Georgia and be like, you might want to be ready for those. And for your Longhorns, you got Oklahoma, the Red River rivalry.
Say that 10 times fast, bitch. Can't do
I know, right? You got Oklahoma, Texas. And to be completely honest, I think that might be your toughest game.
I agree.
I think Oklahoma, Texas might be the only game I'm looking at for them, and is like that could be the toughest one for them. Ohio State right now,
I know for a fact that
Maryland is going to be a tough one.
Maryland is every time. They're like
Maryland, Purdue, like this stretch that Ohio. Okay, let's look at Ohio State stretch before we go. Maryland, Purdue. So they got Maryland at home. They go to play against Purdue. They have Penn State coming into town. They go to Wisconsin. They go to Rutgers. Then they got Michigan coming to the shoe. They got Minnesota coming to the shoe, and then they go to the big house to play the team up north. They have a stretch,
and I think
it's a tough stretch
because then we're gonna get out. I feel like now that McCord he showed his butt in Notre Dame.
Look, Tom McCord showed out that game. He really did.
I told you, once he gets his rhythm going, he gonna be a dog, and he did it. And now I feel like he gonna continue to be that dog. And all I need him to bring us a pair of gold pants back from Ann Arbor. Just bring a pair of them gold pants back home, and everything will be like, all right, yeah.
So if Kyle McCord goes into the big house, goes to Ann Arbor, beat the team up north, you will be satisfied.
I'll be satisfied because we still gonna be one up on them because they only beat us twice. Because they only got 2 wins, and we've been beating them for like 12 years. So what the like? I mean, like
out of the 13 years that we have played them, they have only won 2 out of 11.
3 because they won. The last one they won, we went on the stretch of beating their ass. So it's like
no. We won 11. We had 11 straight.
No, I'm saying, but that first is one we won, then they came back one there. Then after that last one they got, it's been all us.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so like we've been beating their ass every year.
We've been opening up a can of whoop ass on the boys. No,
it's been like a butt whooping. So it's like now
is it a rivalry?
Now it is. Now we got something to play for. Now we're like, all right. Because everybody either glued on Kyle McCord. Like, all right now. You saw what CJ did. You was there twice. You saw it. So now the pressure's on you. Like, now you got an eye, bro.
You know what? Notre Dame was a good test for him. He's got Maryland to contend against. And Maryland is not no pushover.
And they got Tua's brother. What's his name?
Ty.
Yeah, don't say you're gonna make your head explode. Don't try that. Well, this been a show about another podcast. JunesEightyEIght, the homie Izzyphatasmo. Like always, thank y'all for tuning in. We are out of here.
Woo!